Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Domain from the Indian Country Trading Post on the Lakudere Ojibwe Reservation. Here are the news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. And if you're interested in some of the stories here, you can find more at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Some members of the Fond du Lac and Leech Lake bands of Ojibwe are starting a petition drive against a major oil pipeline across northern Minnesota. Both tribal councils have already approved the Enbridge Energy Corporation pipeline across their reservations after the company agreed to pay for the rights of way. But some tribal members say the oil is among the dirtiest in the world and that mining it from tar sands will damage the environment for native tribes in Canada. They also say the pipeline will harm wetlands in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Opponents include the Indigenous Environmental Network, American Indian Movement, and farmers and landowners in the region. The petitioners are threatening legal action. The Coquille tribe celebrated the 20th anniversary of its restoration this past weekend. The tribe reinstituted an annual salmon ceremony the year before its 1989 restoration, and a similar salmon dinner highlighted this past weekend's celebration. Tribal leaders say they want to continue building on the tribe's success with self-sufficiency as their primary goal. Ed Metcalf, the chairman of the tribal council, says that means supplying tribal members with education, jobs, and medical care. The tribe consists of 905 members. Coos County is the home to about 295 of them, and another 165 live in the four surrounding counties. Sometimes stories fade away. That bothers Whitney White, especially when it happens to be at the Prairie Island community at Red Wing, Minnesota. White is combating the issue her own way. She made it the core of her senior project at St. Olaf College, a video collection of interviews with tribal elders. White interviewed 4 tribal elders, then edited the entire film herself into a project she named Prairie Island Dakota Oral History. American Indian history has traditionally been passed along orally and has come down well through the elders, said Goodhue County Historical Society Director Shar Hen. Still, some parts inevitably get lost, Hen said. She called White's video approach the new generation of oral history. Other high-tech efforts include a device that helps translate English into the Dakota language phrases have helped preserve the Prairie Island culture in recent years. White said the issue was crystallized for her when she went to interview former tribal council member Curtis Campbell Jr. He went into the hospital later that day, and that's the last time she saw him. Tulsa, Oklahoma will be the epicenter of Native economic and business development on September 16th, 17th, and 18th, hosting the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development's 34th Annual Indian Progress in Business Event, or INPRO 2009, featuring the first American Leadership Awards event to be held at the Crown Plaza Hotel, Tulsa, in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hosted by the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, the INPRO 2009 Awards Banquet is the oldest and most prestigious Native American recognition event honoring natives and businesses that support business development across Indian country. The first American Leadership Awards historically held in the Southwest will be a large component of the two-day event, giving National Center the chance to recognize movers and shakers of economic development within Native communities. The Burns Paiute Reservation is Oregon's smallest with about 350 residents, but by year's end, the tribe will have installed energy-efficient light bulbs and weatherproofing in each of its 54 homes. Tribal Housing Director Jody Hill says many aging members are on fixed incomes and the projects will cut energy bills. The state allocates federal funds to low-income nonprofits or communities such as the Burns Tribe. Bonneville Power Administration spokeswoman Katie Pruder said the tribe is showing impressive national leadership. State housing officials say other tribes, including the Warm Springs, will begin weatherization programs this year. The Museum of the Cherokee Indian at Cherokee, North Carolina is well on its way to raising enough money for an expansion in the Carolina Mountains. The Asheville Citizen-Times reported this week that the Cherokee Preservation Foundation has raised nearly $2 million to date. The foundation will match any additional donations. A planned public reading room and digital library will bring archives and research materials from the Smithsonian Institute, the National Archives, and other collections to the Cherokee Museum. Students, academics, and tribal members will have easy access to material they now have to travel to Washington, D.C. to get. The facility will also include a 8,500 square foot education and research wing with classrooms, an art studio, and performance arena. You can find more information on the net at CherokeeMuseum.org. And that is the latest issue of the Native News Update here on IndianCountryTV.com and the Native News Update channel. Join with us again in the near future, and we certainly want to thank our underwriters and you for joining with us. You have a good 4th of July weekend and come back again soon. Miigwech!